Hello, neighbors.
Woo!
What was that?
It's been a while, so I'm a bit nervous.
Yes, Katie's. She's got the jitters right now. Welcome back to the Future Neighbor podcast. And where have we been, Katie?
We've been just hanging about, enjoying activities.
Yes. I think work should be done in sprints, and it never works that way. We just keep doing marathon working. Just keep working. And then once we took a break, it just lasts. Like, I haven't done a YouTube video in now, I think, around 2 months.
Yeah.
And just the thought of restarting something, like, to be honest, I did YouTube video for maybe 4 or 5 years straight.
Yeah.
2 videos a week.
Yeah.
That was intense. But what I was telling you earlier was that at that time, I was in the zone. It didn't, when you're in the zone, guys, lately at this age, today we're going to go on tons of tangents, right?
Yeah.
We have no agenda today. But activities that put you in the zone, like YouTube, for me, 5 years ago, when I was thinking about it, maybe I should play this joke. Maybe I should do this recipe. And then we could introduce that.
Yeah.
It was like a flow state for so long.
Yeah, we were just focused on that.
Yeah, and now the river has stopped. So now it feels like I'm pushing a 1-ton boulder
It feels like so much work.
Yeah, upstream. So, but I told myself January, and now that's moved to February to restart.
After 설날.
Yeah, after Korean New Year's, I think we can
start fresh.
Yeah, I like cooking and I like teaching cooking videos, but the video editing, that's
it's not that the editing is not something that interests you. You know how some people they get a lot of joy and satisfaction from improving their editing skills,
or they go in the zone.
Yeah,
when they're editing.
Yeah, and then their editing skills get really, really good.
Yeah,
but then
but
for a future neighbor.
But this is something that I realized. I think 2 years in, I was like, you know what? I think my recipes are getting better, but the overall aesthetics of my video is still in 5 years ago. Yeah, when creators actually were on YouTube.
It's not getting better.
Yeah, but I
realized that that's not your focus. It's not something that you're interested in improving.
Yeah, I never started YouTube. I always saw YouTube as just a channel to share. I wanted to teach people how to cook. It was coming from an authentic place because I didn't want to show people how fancy I can show myself cooking. It wasn't about me. It was
about the substance.
Yeah,
the
about
cooking
teaching
itself, the recipe itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted other idiots like me to learn how to cook Korean food without looking like an idiot.
There was a time when I really pushed you to up your editing skills.
And
I think I really pushed you. So one time you really, really planned ahead how I'm going to put the camera angle, all these different B-rolls. And I think it took forever for you to film that video. And after that, you were like, that's it, not doing that anymore.
Yeah,
but the video did come out really well, but it didn't necessarily correlate with more views.
Yeah, I set up one video so it looks like I'm walking over to the kitchen, and then I pull out a knife, and then I have to take the camera down and then position it from a different camera angle, and so it looks like I'm walking to the cutting board. And I was like, what am I doing? I just spent 30 minutes trying to look aesthetic. I was like, F this, we're going straight to my style.
Yeah. But it was a good experiment. Otherwise, I would have kept pushing you.
Yeah.
And then I saw it. Okay, that's it.
But maybe there are people who are still interested in potentially starting a YouTube channel for people who don't know. But I think the current, where YouTube is at now is, most of the big money and the big media companies have, YouTube has become their main channel of reaching an audience. And so the expected quality is too high.
Yeah.
And so if you're starting off, it's really hard to get discovered. And the algorithm itself, it's like restaurants in Korea. If you do really well, the restaurant will get popular and it will get red hot. The algorithm will pick up your video and suggest your videos to a lot of people. And you think that, oh my God, maybe I can make a full-time job out of this. And then immediately you run out of favor. And then all of a sudden your views come crashing down and you come back down to reality. And
Yeah,
then
the thing is, you can't really predict or know when YouTube will start unfavoring you.
exactly.
That's the risky part.
Yeah. And then you get a big ego when it picks you up being like, I knew it. I knew it was about substance. It wasn't about the camera angle. But yeah, and that's why you see a lot of creators that you followed maybe from 5 or 4 years ago. You don't see them putting up as much content because, there's just too much like big money putting out like real production value. And the sad thing is like when the big companies come out, putting content on YouTube is most likely it's not a profit maker. It's just to be in front of their potential customers,
Yeah,
their
like a
potential
marketing
buyers.
tool.
Yeah, it's probably negative. Given the amount of money they put in to make a series of videos, and then the views, it's just they stop. So, or I'm sorry, they don't stop, but they don't care that it's losing money because they got a big bank. So the dynamics are different now. Anyway, before we go on, this episode is brought to you, of course, by
Gochujar.
That's right. Lately, one thing that I've really been using and I still think is wonderful, guys, is Korea hangover drinks. During Christmas and during New Year's, we've been going around to our friends' houses for some parties, and seriously, that thing is a lifesaver. Like, I drink a lot.
We start the night.
I'm sorry, I don't drink a lot. I can drink a lot. And then, like when we met up with friend,
Yeah, friend.
your friend, I think we had like maybe...
I think you two had 10 bottles of soju.
I have never drank that much. Maybe the last time was like that, like was in high school, like drinking that much.
Yeah.
But the vibe was right. We hadn't kind of drank in a long time.
Yeah.
Like 10 bottles of soju. We came back to our house. We bought more beer. And then...
It was just a soju night.
Yeah. But, take the hangover drink. And what the hangover drink does... I forgot that I'm trying to do an advertisement here. I was just going off in a different tangent. But
Please stay focused.
What the hangover drink does is that it prevents you from having that like splitting headache hangover. Or the ones like I've had ones where like, of course, like you're throwing up. The next morning, like if you, like I drank up to like 10 soju bottles at night. The next day you feel a little bit groggy. And of course you have a little bit of a dry throat. But you can still function. Like I could still go to work. Like I wouldn't be like 100% on, but I would be at like a 80%. And that's what that drink is. And I think it's seriously a lifesaver. Morning Care is very popular. And then there's Condition. And then the third one is the original one by, it's called Dawn 808. But then the Dawn 808 one, it tastes too much like Korean Oriental medicine. So I don't reach for it that much, but Condition and...
Yeah, those two are the most popular. Condition and Morning Care.
Yeah, those are like just... I think it's heaven sent. Condition. The funny thing is through Gochujar, like we sometimes export these hangover drinks to countries where you're not allowed to drink, which is hilarious to me. Like to some...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what country?
Like some Muslim countries, yeah. They order from us, but I'm like, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, actually, maybe I shouldn't say too much, yeah. But yeah.
interesting.
I mean, people want to enjoy life. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So go check those out. We have tons of other stuff. And I think one other thing that I realized now that this is... All right, we're finished with the advertising. Well, actually, is there something from Gochujar that you wanted to like share with our neighbors? And
One of my favorite go-to item is the Dalba sunscreen. I know.
Why do you wear sunscreen in winter? Right now there's like snow falling.
I love that sun. You know, you need to protect your skin from all the blue rays from the computer. You know, you're in front of the computer all the time, and also there's sunlight in the winter too. So you're actually very, very advised to put on sunscreen all seasons.
This would be hilarious that if the best way to get kids off of their computer and their smartphones is, what if our face tanned as much from Blu-ray as from like the natural sun? Like if you go to the beach, you get like a bikini tan. But let's
Yeah.
say you're in front of the computer for too long and you
Yeah.
turn like bright red and you get like sunburned to the max. That would be hilarious. You go to school and they'd be like, let me guess, you were playing like LOL last night, or you were watching Netflix for too long. It'd be hilarious.
That's stupid.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with someone without a sense of humor, yeah.
Yeah, but I like their sunscreen because it's really smooth and it just feels like you didn't put on sunscreen.
Do most like of your friends too put sunscreen during the winter too?
Yeah, all the girlfriends that I know, they must be putting sunscreen. It's like a must. It's just you don't put anything on your face, so you're from the medieval times.
Thank you. Talking about medieval, look at the back of your foot. Like you said, it's the Sahara Desert right now.
Oppa, can you please protect my femininity?
Sure. I'll pretend to edit that. Daniel, don't edit it. Just put it up. I'll pretend.
It's just so cold and like
Okay.
my skin is so dry. So like.
But you have that weird 성격, or the preference of you like that mini pain where if your fingernail has a little bit of a crack, you like to peel away at the peeling skin. Why you do that?
It's not that I enjoy the pain. It's like it keeps bothering me.
So you
It's
like
not
to pull
smooth,
away the
so I want
skin
to
on your
pluck
fingertips?
it out and make it like smooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I always see you doing that.
No.
그거 하지
But I
마.
also do it when I feel like nervous and under stress. It's just like subconsciously I'm doing it before I even realize it.
Katie, what should we discuss? There are plenty of things.
Oh,
that
you
we
were
can-
talking about how like at the beginning, how YouTube was like the agenda, and it
Mhm.
was like what was all on your mind.
Mhm.
But then you said something else has captured your mind
Oh,
lately.
right.
You should talk more about it. I mean, we kind of hinted it on the previous episode.
Yeah, we talked in the last episode about aping into NFTs,
Yeah.
and lately our mind share has been so much into looking into the world of NFTs.
Oh my gosh. The moment I wake up in the morning, the first thing that greets me is, hello guys, this is another YouTube channel from the NFT verse or whatever. And I go, oh, today the ape kids, whatever, all this going, oh my, what's the new hot NFT? Oh, this is my good morning show.
I mean, there's a lot of money to be made in this space right now. And so a lot of times what I think about is like, what's the best place, or what's the best use of my time? Of course, at our age, thinking about how to sort of build financial independence or increase it is, of course, in anyone's top 3. So, so with NFTs, we've had some fun. We were able to flip some. I think we got tremendously lucky in the example that we brought up last time, and we made it. I think we made a significant amount of money. Well, relative. I mean, it's nowhere like crazy, but we used it, and then I didn't get to see the benefit. You're like, oh my God, we did this. And I was like, excuse me, we? Excuse me? And then you're like, give me half. She's straight up, give me half. And I was like, oh my gosh, my wife, this is like a, OpenSea charges what, like a 2.5% tax on all transactions. My wife takes the other 48% right there.
That is what couples are for, Daniel.
Yeah. So Katie got half of that proceedings, and then she paid down a 10-year debt.
Yeah.
How did that feel, Katie?
It feels like all your dead skins are falling off from you.
Dead skin's falling off. How many other deads do you have on your skin? Or you mean like the weight off of your shoulder, right?
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah. No, we had fun with that one. And so like I think because we got lucky, actually I don't say lucky, but maybe just the stars aligned and we were positioned and we made the right call. And then and so from there we're falling deeper into the NFT and we want to replicate that success. Have we replicated again? No.
No. Not yet.
Not yet, but I think this year of
You've been tinkering a lot with the NFT.
yeah, we say the word tinkering a lot because I love this quote that what smart people do on the weekends is what the masses will be doing in 10 years. And I don't want to be like
on a day-to-day.
on a day-to-day basis. Like, what do you do after work? And I think for a lot of people who made a lot of money in crypto, we moved over to like, because the crypto markets are kind of, let's say, flat or a little bit going downwards at the moment. We're always looking for more alpha. And so the next level of risk is doing NFTs. Yeah. And so, that's where we're spending a lot of time. And I've realized a couple of things. Number one, I stopped giving myself a hard time about productivity. I realized the importance of tinkering time. Because a lot of times if I'm like looking into NFTs or like looking into DeFi and seeing like yields and just like, experimenting with different stuff, the whole day passes. And then I'm like, oh my God, there was so many stuff that I have to do with Gochujar. There are so many other things that I need to do. And it feels like I'm just messing around.
Not doing work.
Yeah. But then this time of tinkering leads to like seeds of opportunity later. But it's hard to see while you're doing it. And I always beat myself up about it. So I told myself consciously to stop doing that. That tinkering is, in some ways, like work.
It's an investment.
Yeah, it's a time investment. So that's something that I started to change my thinking about. Tinkering is part of work. Now, of course, if you're tinkering... Oh, and part of tinkering... which is okay, so there was two areas we're talking. One of is, of course, looking into NFTs, and then of course like looking at DeFi products, tinkering with that. And then the other thing is, so I don't know if this really counts as work, but I started to play games again. Yeah, this might sound ridiculous, but there's like the whole metaverse games that are coming up, and I feel like if I want to be intelligent about it, I need to see like how metaverse games or crypto games, how they incorporate NFTs and like how different aspects of gamification are being used, which means I have to play it. It's not enough to just read it about a report. Yeah. And so but I realized I don't like games that much because...
Oh, really? From someone who was playing the game until 2 a.m. last night.
No, but a certain type of games, yeah. And then I also bought you the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so I finally got it, and then I started playing the Animal Crossing. It's really fun. Yeah. I love how cute that game is. It's just like perfect for me.
What's great about Animal Crossing is that it feels like a game which you feel like would be too young. Or it's too juvenile?
No, it's a stress relief for me.
Yeah, but it's really fun.
And it's quite dynamic, and there's always new things coming up, new people visiting my island, new tasks that I have to do to keep the island happy.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a role-playing game, but it's kind of like a little metaverse-y. Like you have your own world, you build it up. It's interesting.
Yeah.
And what I really... was kind of interesting was like Animal Crossing. There's no violence or nothing that boys would like. But for me, just being a good neighbor and getting like points for planting and picking up animals, or picking up apples and picking up pockets of weed and cutting down wood and helping that Nook build a general store. It's like it rewards you for being a good neighbor, a good citizen. And gamifying that is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go fishing, and then what's the sound? Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Katie does the best. What's that? Oh, yeah. You know, how does he speak?
This is the language they speak in my island.
So if you haven't played
I
Animal
don't think people
Crossing,
will get what I say, though.
Or I don't know if we're playing the Korean version, but Animal Crossing, the characters, they don't speak like, they don't,
they speak like,
yeah, they talk like that. And then the subtitles come out. Oh, I think they did it on purpose so that, they don't have to record like 10 different languages. They just go, do it again. Oh my gosh. That still makes me laugh. How about you, Katie? What are you tinkering with? Or are you tinkering with anything?
No, speaking of NFT, we also had some decisions to make because I work like in my company, like I think a new blockchain division opened up, and then they wanted they basically opened positions
Yeah.
and basically opened for anybody to like apply and join. This is just internally the company. And then I had a really difficult decision to make because actually it was actually more specifically NFT platform development.
Yeah. Moving forward, like all companies are going to develop an NFT marketplace because so many people, millennials, especially in the 30s, 40s, anyone who really likes digital things are buying. And, you can make money by taxing the transaction. And so right now, a platform called OpenSea has nearly a monopoly on the entire place. But why wouldn't Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and like your company is a big tech company and they want to make their own NFT marketplace. So they're investing into it already. And then since we're tinkering with it at nighttime and we're in our own bubbles, like, oh my gosh, Katie, look at this one. Yeah, oh, look, the utility is this and that. And like, we're so absorbed in our tinkering space, like we think it's a great opportunity because they're asking, okay, who in the company right now would like to move over to this NFT sideline of the business that they're going to create, this new business line. And like, no one in your company seems to be that interested.
I mean, for me, it just seemed like a no-brainer to move.
Yeah.
But then like the level of excitement is not the same amongst like most people, I guess.
I'll drop another quote for you. The future is already here, but it's not evenly distributed. Right? The people who are now tinkering, it's already here, but then they realize it later. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, but this was something that's still on my mind is, do I want to move or not? Because there's like quite a few things to consider.
Oh yeah, and you recently got promoted. And then your boss is like, Katie, you're a strategic part of the team. And through this promotion, we hope that, you'll rise as a leader.
This was like a unexpected surprise. So I was like, now I'm like, it's kind of hard to make a decision.
The true capitalistic way would be like, take the promotion, make sure that it registers into your monthly payment so that it leaves a mark on your tax bill, so that when you go to the next company, when they ask what your regular salary is, you tell them the increased salary and then immediately move. But then, I don't know, we had like a debate about this. You feel like, actually, why don't you tell them your point of view?
No, for me, I feel like maybe the new team that they're constructing right now, it's kind of like too early. And apparently it's just quite messy right now.
Yeah.
So maybe better for me to stick to this current team for a little while.
That's not bad until they got like the kind of like all the base stuff done, and so that you're not like jumping into like a maelstrom of mix up of roles and responsibilities and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then I think I'm kind of staying hopeful that there might be more like cross-team opportunities.
Yeah.
In the future. So
in this aspect, I'm really jealous that you built up the ability to code, and kind of coding. What I was like preaching a long time ago was the new English, that if you know how to code, like
it's so funny because Daniel is the one who first introduced me to the coding world.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to go to this boot camp in the US.
The route that you took would have been the route that I was setting up for myself.
Yeah, and then I ended up going.
Yeah, but I got like this self-satisfaction out of seeing you strive in it and like you really doing well in it. I think, to be honest, if I put my mind to it, I would have been a pretty decent developer, but I don't have a passion for it. I have a passion for business building. And the reason why I knew it was like, even like, let's say 7-8 years ago, when I was like on Code Academy and trying to finish the first level of like Python. I would get past hello world. And then the next thing would be like for loops or something, and it wouldn't run. And I'd be like syntax error. And I'd be like, where Where did I miss
Well,
the
you
comma?
have to go through the difficult part to enjoy
I know,
the
but
juicy part.
But as I was trying to learn even the syntax, I was thinking, man, I could make a Korean version of this. This would make good money. How did they make this codeacademy.com itself? This is interesting. And I found myself thinking about how they set this up and who the team structure was and where did they get investments from. And instead of finishing even the basic stuff. So like, you know, for someone who finds a sense of flow in coding, like give it like 10 years and I would be so far behind. So so that's why I didn't take the route. But you seem to really like gravitate towards that. But you know, the way that we see it, what is the definition of success? It changes with the changing landscape of where we work in. And whereas before, a good signaling of success would be working for a big tech firm like Google
or big corporation.
Yeah, or Facebook. But now I feel like where I see it is like someone who is working maybe like, you know, with the introduction of crypto and Web 3.0, someone working for a decentralized company or who's actively contributing to an open source project. And it's like kind of the, you know, how many Git commits do you have to an open source protocol like Ethereum or Polygon or something is like the key signaler in this more and more decentralizing space. So wherever the key talent from rising talent from the Web 2.0 is going, which I feel like a lot of it is going to Web 3.0, it's like if you are able to build those skills now, you're already leapfrogging where you could be with Web 2.0. Like you can learn front end design for the next 20 years and you'll still not even probably be regarded as like an innovator in the space because there's already been decades and decades of people who are in their 50s or 40s who have just done so much, accumulated so much knowledge and insight that it's really hard. Whereas in emerging technology, you get to, you know, look at where like the biggest Web3 companies are hiring. If you look at the spec sheets, they just need someone with like 6 months of experience in smart contract design or smart contract experience. So anyone who's learning it even 6 months ago is a leader in the space, and that only compounds every year.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
I feel like we're in some like career counseling stuff. I got to kind of get off this tangent. Sorry, guys. I might be falling on deaf ears for some people.
I think some people are already so bored.
Yeah. Oh, but I think majority of our listeners are kind of more or less in our age and whatever. Anyway, so yeah, one of the smart contracts that we first, actually, Katie, you talk about it. Why am I talking for you?
Which one?
The one about losing weight. What's the first smart contract that you
the one that I'm working on right now is it's like a smart contract where you can lock in your money and you set your goal on how much weight you're gonna lose in like 2 months. And then if you achieve your goal or whatever that you set up to lose, then you can unlock your money and then withdraw your deposits.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm trying to code that into a smart contract.
Yeah. You're using Polygon?
Yeah, I should deploy on Polygon.
Yeah, because we said we're only going to put in $100, and with gas fees on Ethereum, I think the gas fees would be higher than the actual money that we put in. But the reason where that came about was we were at climbing, and one of our good friends that we go climbing with, similarly before our wedding, he said, hey, let's make a group bet on how much weight we could lose. That way we can get better at climbing if we're way less. And he proposed the same thing. And then this time I said, why don't we put our bets on a smart contract? And so we're trying to figure out the details. And
but I'm so busy during the weekdays.
Yeah.
I'm so busy. I wish I can like work on it much faster, but I just have the weekend, and during the weekdays I'm just so tired after work. Like you see me like after I sign off around 7 or 8, we have dinner and I'm just like zombie mode.
That's everybody, Katie.
And then my eyes start to hurt, and then
and then your face gets all sunburned from the amount of screen time.
I'm protected from my sunscreen.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's only
Remember?
eye. It's only eye.
The eye?
It's getting burned.
No, I have my protection glasses too. Blu-ray protective.
Lost in translation. All right. Yeah, I think that's about that on that. Oh, by the way, in our last podcast episode, we talked about NFTs and our first experience and what we thought of. After that episode, literally for like 3 weeks until now, I keep getting spam messages.
Me too.
Hey, Daniel, check out this next NFT.
I
This
don't
is
know how
dropping
they
soon.
find out
How do
about
they-
us.
Yeah, like this bots are just, and I was like, man,
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, that's annoying.
they're so spammy.
So spammy. But related to tech, to one person that I love talking about like financial gains, I feel like if you talk about like, let's say you did a good investment, there's not really, in my personal experience, there's not that many people that I think it's good to share with. For me, with the exception of a few very, very close friends, if you talk to anyone in your circle, it only breeds kind of jealousy, or it breeds kind of like, maybe not jealousy, but like, man, what am I doing with my life? Comparison. And when the comparison comes out, it's like, you like, man, that, like my friend is always doing so much, but I feel like I'm not doing anything. And I don't want that kind of feeling, so I never bring this up. But one person that finds, of course, like real fun out of it, real thrill is my dad. So when I talk with my dad from time to time, I share with him what's going on, like with like crypto and NFTs, and he gets like so much excitement out of it. He's like, NFT? I will invest with you. How much I give you? I go, no, Dad. This is like, you have to invest into art. And he's like, art? Okay, I'll do it. I give you money. You do it. How much I get? I'm like, no, Dad. It's like, Dad, NFTs are like a token of ownership. And think about if we walked into the Louvre, into the museum. Dad, do you think you can point out which art piece you think will rise in the next year in value? And he's like, oh, stressful. I don't do it. Yeah, I like kind of sharing some of this excitement with my dad, because I kind of orange pilled him into crypto as well, and he's seen some fun with that. And so he's always looking for alpha, but he wants me to execute the alpha and bring it back to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine him installing a MetaMask and sending money from a different address?
This is exactly what, actually, this is the reason why I brought up the example. My dad was like, one thing that I realized was, there is an emerging opportunity in crypto and in this Web3 space, but you have to be almost digitally native to be comfortable, because it's such emerging technology that it's not UI friendly. And it's actually very stressful and anxiety inducing, waiting for transactions to settle on the blockchain, waiting for confirmations. Did you copy it right? Did it settle on your MetaMask? Oh my gosh, how much are gas fees?
It's complicated.
It's complicated for us even to learn, right?
Yeah.
But
we've lost quite a few amount of money during the process too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, there are lost coins. But I realized how hard it would be for my dad, because this past week, my dad was asking me for help in drafting a formal letter. Or my dad was like, I need some help. I was like, okay, just send me the file. And my dad was like, okay, I'm going to take a screenshot with my phone of the document and I'll send it over. I was like,
if you want me to edit it.
I was like, if you want me to edit it, just send me the document. And he was like, okay. And he, took a screenshot of the thing. And I was like, Dad, this is like 4 pages. Like, send me the document. But he didn't. Long story short, after like 30 minutes of misunderstanding, he had a lot of trouble on not knowing how to attach a Word document into an email. And for heaven's sake, he's not using Gmail. He's using like Outlook.
Oh, I see.
Well, okay,
But
we can't
still-
blame Outlook for that.
Yeah, but still, what's the difference? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just not tech friendly.
So after going back and forth, I was like, Dad, what do you mean? You've been in business for so long. How do you not know how to attach? And he's like, I just see patience. Like, your sister or whoever's working at the office has always taken care of this. Growing up, my dad didn't take classes in Microsoft Word or word processing. He never worked in corporate. he just had like medical, and in school you wrote in paper and pen.
Yeah.
And so like he knows how to write an email, but attaching a document,
Something new.
that's hagwon level. You got to go to after school tutor for that. And my dad didn't go to after school tutor for that. So this is compounded over age. You know, as you get older, you're stuck in time, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not up with the lingo. My dad was just not cool with attaching something. So he sent me the screenshot of the report. And at some point I was like, you know what? Instead of teaching him how to do this, because my dad gets very aggressive if you rush him. Daddy, I'll do it. Don't teach. No. 내가 할 거. Which leads to 2 hours. I just rewrote the thing.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I just rewrote it in Word.
Oh, from the picture that
From
he
the
sent
picture
you?
he sent me, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because he was like, it was intruding into my tinkering time, and something was about to mint, and I was like, Dad, okay, I'll take care of it.
Oh, so he didn't end up sending you that email.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
yeah. But then he said, give me 24 hours and I'll figure this out.
Oh, 24 hours.
So the next day an attachment came.
Oh, it did.
Yeah. But then he just assumed that my email address was a Hotmail too.
Oh,
So he's like, why don't you get it?
oh.
I've sent it. And I was like, Dad, what is the email address? This was after like 10 minutes of troubleshooting. And then he was like, something at Hotmail. And I was like, it's never Hotmail. I've never had a Hotmail account, Dad. You want to press reply. And he's like, where's the reply button? I was like, dear Lord.
Oh my God.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord.
Wow,
Dear Lord.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. And then what this reminded me was 30 minutes earlier, my dad was telling him, how do I download MetaMask? I was like, and
Don't even start.
well, because I all of this just to say that, like, I think we take for granted like how easy digital stuff is because we grew up digital, right?
Mhm.
In the future, maybe our kids or something have AR goggles and they're able to blink and send emails. But when we turn it on, we blink and we get a seizure. And we're like, which eyeball are we supposed to blink with? Because this seems to be saving it as a draft. I'm trying to send, you know? And they'd be like, oh my gosh, my dad is such a boomer. He actually uses his fingers to send, you know, he uses a keyboard to send things. Oh my God,
Oh,
so
yeah.
slow, right? And so that just gave me perspective. And like sometimes I think like the whole crypto space, it seems like this whole new like coin economy, it seems like it's inclusive, but for the older generation, I don't think they're going to see that much benefit out of it. So I don't know, it just makes me have these like alternate line of thinking. And but in some others, I'm like, fuck that. They had real estate when they were growing up. That they had their time to make money. It's our time, baby. Woohoo! Cha-ching! So, oh, and by the way, if you're listening, I'm kind of exaggerating about like making NFTs and crypto space like easy way to make money. No, you have to spend time into it, and you have to really want to make money and be focused in order to execute and get money. So when I'm like saying like, oh, cha-ching, cha-ching, it's not like that. Yeah, because
You're making everything sound.
I'm making
so
it sound too easy. No. It's not. Yeah. Like anything else in life, you have to focus, because there are like people like me who are like really focusing just to make profit. Whimsically, you might get off one-off win, but you're going to lose to the casino. Right?
Yeah.
Did you make any money off of NFTs personally? No. She's taking too long. No. So that's what I mean. We're still learning, right? So let's not fake the funk. Yeah. Well, this was kind of interesting. I feel like I took too much airtime though, Katie. There's a lot of listeners who like to listen to your sweet voice. So you want to give me another? We went snowboarding. How did you like snowboarding? Is that big bruise on your butt healing all right?
Snowboarding is so hard. It's so hard. I don't get it.
You almost got it. Like the reason this is your second time snowboarding,
Yeah.
And you actually came down the mountain. Like we went to Yongpyong Resort, which is about a 3-hour drive from Seoul. It has a route called Rainbow. And one of my friends told me that this was the longest route in Korea, or maybe the first or second longest route. But after Katie was able to stand in the beginner, I was like, all right, I think you're ready to step up. Let's go to intermediate. And then what happened?
And then, okay, we took this cable car to go to the top of this longest trail in the Korea. Even the cable car took like 10 minutes to get to the top of the mountain. When we got off, there's gusts of wind and it's just so cold. And again, even like it was such a clear day. So somehow, I'm pretty sure I saw the East Sea too. I could look because we were so high
We
up.
saw the ocean from the mountain. Yeah,
we could.
it's really high up. Yeah.
It was really high up. I mean, it was great view, great air, but just the thought of going down that hill downhill kind of scared me. But you and my brother, so we took my brother too on this trip, and you two went down first.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm gonna take a little break because before that I already like got so tired out, fell down so many times. So
Yeah.
and soon after they came back up for a second try. And then this time I joined. And then I'm like, here I go. And then, oh, this trail is endless. I was like, I thought I did already like 30 minutes. And you say it's like only 10% done. I'm like, oh my Jesus. How am I going to make it to the end? And then I took so many breaks. And
No, but I was proud of you because you did a hard thing, and next time we go snowboarding. Next time we go snowboarding, and you're on an easy route, you're gonna be like, I finished Rainbow, I can do this. So
yeah, but I didn't know that, like.
Oh, Katie, remember they flew the drone because so because Katie was like falling literally like maybe every 10 meters, like even a ski patrol was like, hey guys, how are you doing? And I'm like, I think we're doing fine.
I was about to say, please take me, help me out. But he cut me off.
No, I mean, it's for our self-esteem. You want to be that person strapped up into that.
I have no shame about
into
it.
that sled, and then in the patrol.
Oh, why not?
Like a snow.
I have no shame.
Like a snow dog. You want to be carried away down to the thing.
Don't mind it.
No, you can go down. And so, and then like, I think 50% way down, we saw a drone.
And it was following me.
And
I was so strange.
I was like,
I got offended that.
Yeah, I was like, I think this drone is looking at us because
like, let's get going.
Actually, I was thinking maybe the drone was calculating like through AI or something. Like, how long has this person been on this ski slope?
No. I'm not that significant.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. No, it's kind of hard for me to think that the drone would like actually focus on particular person like that.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like they caught us.
Yeah.
Just while strolling.
Or maybe they use the camera to zoom in on your face and try to analyze if you're smiling or crying. Yeah, but you got down, and I think you got the basics of snowboarding. Like I was trying to teach you how to carve. It might have been too much for your second try.
The thing is, a big realization that I had was that I thought when you go downhill with the snowboard, I thought you were supposed to switch sides from time to time because it was so much strain on my legs. Yeah. When I was going down.
So you mean your lead foot? You thought you like go.
Yeah, I thought that's how the professionals do. Yeah. Somehow I thought that was like the norm. No. And then it clicked that day that this is people just stick to one side.
Yeah, if you're leading with your regular, you lead and then you carve right, carve left, carve right, but your lead foot is always left if you're regular and you just keep going down.
Yeah.
But then you're kind of going like
that was a breakthrough moment for me.
You're kind of coming down like ball dancing, leading with the right.
Yeah, that's really what I thought.
Doing like a 180.
You're supposed to do.
Going to the left, doing another 180, going to the right, like just doing little mini circles all the way down the mountain. But my calves were burning too because I was.
You are really good at snowboarding. Well, you can go backwards too. That's very impressive.
Well, because I didn't want you to beat me up and fight on the mountain, so I was trying to hold your hands and I was trying to go backwards lead.
And then we did even snowboarding together,
Yeah, we were kind of like
going down.
snowboarding together. But doing that backwards is pretty tough. And then I didn't realize it, but then when I got home, like my calves were like just on fire. Yeah, it literally took us like maybe an hour, 10 minutes.
More
to
than
come
an
down.
hour.
I was on my tippy toes the whole
Uh-huh.
time trying to prevent you from giving up.
Good job, Daniel. I appreciate it.
Oh, we got to go like 1 or 2 more times so that you can get the basic carving down. Maybe we go to Vivaldi or somewhere like closer by. And then once you get like the basics of snowboarding, we could go to Japan. I want to go back to Mount Niseko. Oh, or yeah, just pure snow and carving. Katie, carving in snow is like, think about like jumping into like marshmallow, just carving into marshmallow. And then if you're going at a high speed and you carve deep, you get like that residual rainbow of snow that comes out from your snow.
I need to
snowboard.
go with the GoPro and film you.
Katie, it's hard to film somebody. You worry about yourself.
That's why during that trip I don't have any videos of Daniel of snowboarding. I mean, I really wanted to film him, but just like
I already feel like I already feel like a ajishi because I have no photos of myself ever lately. Just all photos of Katie and like Katie learning something. Yeah,
you're my guardian.
seems like it. You're caretaker. But it felt great snowboarding, and it was a good time to go with your brother. You know.
Yeah, I was quite impressed that my brother can snowboard.
Yeah. And
I thought he was kind of same level as me, and we were actually considering taking lessons.
oh right. No. He doesn't need lessons. He's fine. And then the kids there was like I went down towards the skate park just to like get on a few fun boxes and try to go off
Yeah.
some ramps. But in Korea, you need a helmet. But I just ignored it and went. And then one of the staff was like, "You need a helmet." So I was like, okay. I kind of I went once and then couldn't go back in. But then I was looking at the kids, like young kids, doing jumps
Oh,
These-
they were so good.
on skis, doing like backflips, like doing like 270s, like
Very impressive.
like a 360 with the tail grab at the end, and like it's like wow, like man, everything you
Wow.
got to start young. These kids were like killing it. It's really impressed. Wow.
I'm sure you used to do it well too.
No. I would go off ramps and I would do like rails and boxes, but I could never. I never went off like at full speed to do like a 360 or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would do it maybe in like Niseko. If it's like really nice snow, I wouldn't mind like doing some tricks because if you fall, it's just boop. You just fall into marshmallow. So whatever. Yeah, we gotta go again.
in February.
Yeah, February. Neighbors, how about y'all? Y'all gotta send in some letters, some points of discussion. If you're having something that you're thinking about, something that's like gnarly in your mind, that you want to talk to someone like a stranger and have their opinions about it, send some of those in. I know some of you guys have done that in the past, and I've replied to you personally because we forget a lot of times to talk about it on the podcast. But yeah, I think we can offer our 2 cents on it. New Year's is this year is what? What's the animal this year?
Black tiger.
It's not tiger. It's a black tiger.
Yeah. Black.
Oh, one thing that we were talking about related to this was when we were having our house parties. Sometimes in Korea, they'll ask, "What's your last name?" Of course, and then, like for example, the most common Korean last name is Kim. But then they'll ask you, "What do you say in Korean?" 그 뭐라 그러지? 편이라고.
No, 본인가?
본. Like
There's like it refers to the region where your first ancestor started.
yeah. So if your last name is Kim, there's like different lineages, and so which lineage, which ties to like what area, are you from? So what type of Kim are you? For me, my last name is O. So what type of O are you? And apparently, there's only like 2 lineages
Of O.
of O. My dad used to tell me this, but when I was living in the States, that went straight out straight over my head. Retention zero. There's not that many lineages for you, right?
Yeah. For me, there's only one lineage.
Katie is oak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only one lineage. And so in the past,
Mm.
there was a law that said that you cannot marry a partner who has like the same lineage
Yeah.
as you. So let's say if I was also oak and you were oak, and then because oak only has one lineage, we cannot marry, basically. But then now the law changed, so you can marry whoever.
So if I'm working at a company and my last name is Kim or Kim, and my lineage is the same, then it's fine. Probably just because there's just so much.
We're just too far down now.
Yeah, that there's I think part of it was that they tracked would there be like actual problems with the baby from genetics. But I think, like you said, the population variation or the sample size has become so big that the risk is minimal that they let that go now.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I feel kind of like an idiot because your dad asked me recently, and I was like, I'm just I forgot. But yeah, sometimes the older generation people will ask you that, and if you know that, you get a lot of kudos.
I mean, you have the 족보, that book too.
Yeah, I have it in our house actually.
뭐라고 하지? Do they have it in Western countries too? With the book with all your like past ancestors.
Yeah. It's huge. I mean, it's not a one book. It's a series of books. Like I have
it's a physical book.
Yeah, my uncle's really big on like being the historian for our family. And he has a lot of like.
There's always one member in the family who's passionate about it, and then the rest of the members don't care. So
yeah, my uncle is really passionate about it. And when I first came to Korea, and like I was just trying to understand at a deeper level about Korea and stuff, he was like Daniel, I'm gonna give you this. You got to pay me $100. I said, what? I was like, book? What do you mean $100? What is it? He's like,
my god,
it's about your history. And you must keep it. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought he was like sending me some bestseller, some New York best times or Korea best time seller or something. But arrived in my book was like a Britannica set, and all it has
encyclopedia.
Yeah, it's huge. It's like 7 like encyclopedia sets, and I looked into it, and it's all Hanja. It's all like
Chinese
Korean,
letter.
Chinese letters, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? So actually, this is so embarrassing. I'll never tell my uncle that. But then, like when I was in like young 20s. I like set up like a piece of like
what crazy thing did you do with that holy book?
No, like the pull-up bar, and then I would like tape the Britannica books on one side because I didn't want to buy weights, and I would just do pull-ups, bicep things with that. So it's been on its own utility. But maybe after this podcast, I actually take a look and try to see.
Oh, you will take a look? No way. You won't even read that thing.
Yeah, right. Katie knows me well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go straight to tinkering after this. But it would have been nice.
Open up a Discord channel.
No, it would have been so. Oh yeah, we have to set up our Discord channel too. I forgot. Yeah, that's something I gotta think about too. It would have been nice if that. What do you call it in Korean again? 그 단어 뭐지?
족보?
The 족보. If they had pictures, but of course, long time ago.
Of course,
yeah. Then it would make it interesting. What good does it do if you just have a bunch of names in a book? I mean, I know the significance of it. But
to be honest, I've never. I mean, my family doesn't have that carry that book, so it was quite surprising when I saw that you had that book in your house.
My dad was like, "This is very important." And I was like, "Dad, then." Maybe you take these very important books back to America. Why don't you take it? And then he's like, oh, no. They're too heavy. It would be too expensive. I was like, no, just put it in your suitcase. Like, no. You take care of this very expensive thing. I love my dad. It's hilarious. Yeah. He's like,
I love it.
Yeah. It's like, so if at school or at your workplace, you see a Korean or... you see people with, for example, the last name Kim, Kim. There's also people with that spell it differently, like Gim. But in Korean, it's just different spellings of the same Korean last name. So those are not two different last names. It's all Kim. Like Lee is spelled Lee, but sometimes I've seen it like Chinese style, like Li.
Oh, the Chinese spell it Yi.
Yi.
That's how you know.
Yi too.
So the Koreans spell it Lee.
Yeah. But even Korean spell like Pyun. I mean, there's the last name Pyun, and sometimes it's Byun, but then I've seen it Pyun, right? So if for someone who's maybe not so familiar, they would think that that's two different last names, but there's not that many last names in Korean, or is there? I think it's like, remember our friend's daughter was telling us how many there were official.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, but I think it's mostly Kim, Lee, Park, and all the rest are very, very like rare first names, last names. I've seen like in my current workplace, I actually see quite like surnames that I've never even encountered in my life.
Like
it's
what?
very unique surnames. I thought mine is unique, but I see some that are so
Oak
unique.
is not that common.
Like I've seen Pyeon, which is very unique. I've seen Yuk.
Yuk?
Oh,
Why?
their surname is Yuk.
Like Yukjeon?
Yeah, so unique. And what else? Jin. Jin is also not common at all.
Like Jinganjang?
Yeah. Jin, Pyeon, Yuk. What else? The rest is Park.
Park은 많지.
Park.
Park. Park.
Kim.
That's very
There's
common.
a lot of Kims. But I don't know. I think that's I mean, to have all those three in one place is not very common.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's some random tad bit for y'all. You guys have a great start to the week. If no one says I love you to you guys this week, we say we love you. All right. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
And
good night.
Good night.
Or good morning.
Or good morning. We all gonna make it. WGMI.